If you boys need any sort of my team grinding, make sure to hit up my boy Witty over on Twitter. He's got the fastest, most reliable, and the cheapest prices out there. You guys don't want to miss out. In this video, I'm going to be going over the top 10 must-have cards right now in NBA 2K25 My Team, talking about a different price points for the must-have cards right now in the game. So I'll be talking about the must-have cards that are super cheap, those really cheap budget options that I do think are must-have budget cards, talking about some maybe more expensive like 50 to 100k type of must-have cards. So if you guys are looking for cards around that price point, I'm gonna add some of those cards into the top 10, and then we'll have a couple cards here that are gonna be, you know, maybe 300, 200, 400,000 MT that are really expensive, but I do think are must-have cards in this game. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think are like some of the must-have cards? But yeah, these are going to be my top 10, not necessarily ranked in order. So Cal Korver I don't think is number 1 or number 10, but just going to be the top 10 cards that I think all of you guys should be looking to have on your squad. So the first card I wanted to talk about is this new Galaxy Opal Cal Korver, because they seriously souped him out. He's a 6'7" shooting guard, 6'9" wingspan. They gave him great defense, 92 perimeter, 90 steal, and with him being 6'7" at shooting guard, his player model is also really good in game. It helps him to play good defense. He's got great Hall of Fame defensive badges like Challenger, Glove, Immovable, On-Ball Menace, and Pick Dodger. But of course, it's a Cal Korver card, so 99.3, every single Hall of Fame shooting badge you would want. And then he also does have a great jump shot with his release on very quick. So this card's only about 80,000 MT, maybe around that price point, maybe 75k, 85,000, somewhere in that range, and you can get yourself Galaxy Opal Cal Korver for, again, that like mid-tier price. Not a budget card by any means, but also not an expensive card, and I think he's a must-have card in this game. If you guys are looking for a shooting guard, you're not going to find much better for his price point than Cal Korver. Now the next must-have card here, again, not in order, but the next card I wanted to talk about is Jonathan Bender, who's a 7-foot small forward card, 7'4" wingspan, and this card once again is around that 70-75k price point, and he is really good for that price. Having a 7-foot small forward with this good of a jump shot, he's got an amazing release. It's super fast, very easy to green, and you can just shoot over smaller small forwards. You're going to be very versatile with having him on your floor at the small forward position. He causes a lot of mismatches, and this is honestly one of the most must-have cards I could recommend to you guys. If you're looking for a small forward, I would definitely recommend Jonathan Bender to pretty much anybody that can afford him. I think he's close to being a top 5 small forward in this game for only 70,000 MT. Next card here is going to be similar to Cal Korver, both going to be great offensive shooting guard options, but I just wanted to give you guys another choice because Drazen Petrovic is really good, and he's even a little bit cheaper than Cal Korver, only about 60,000 MT for this card, so about 15,000 MT cheaper, but is still just as good offensively. 6'5" shooting guard, 6'8" wingspan, 99.3, 99 mid-range, basically the same card as Cal Korver, has an amazing jump shot. He's got the Jared Culver base, Oscar upper, on very quick, one of the best jump shots in this game. The only reason why I think Cal Korver is a little bit better of a card is just because he's got more size, being 6'7" compared to only 6'5" for Drazen, but they're very similar cards. I think they're both must-have cards right now in this game. Like if you guys are looking for shooting guards and you don't have a crazy amount of MT to spend, go pick up Cal Korver, go pick up Drazen Petrovic, and you're pretty much good to go. You're not going to need anybody really else at the shooting guard position, unless you want to talk about the really expensive cards that obviously we'll get to. Maybe a guy here at shooting guard that we'll talk about in a second. But the last kind of mid-tier price point card I wanted to talk about is Galaxy Opal Rudy Gobert, and the center position is very limited unless you have the top tier cards, unless you have a Victor Wembanyama, unless you have a Kristaps Porzingis, who's obviously, you know, millions and millions of MT for those cards. You're not going to really get too many great options at center, and I think Rudy Gobert is a must-have card just because he's only about 80,000 MT, and he's worth every single amount of MT. He's 7'1" at the center position, 7'8" wingspan, but he can also play power forward. So if you wanted to run a super tall team, have like a Jonathan Bender at small forward, Rudy Gobert at power forward, and then another 7-footer at center, you could run that as well, and you could have a very tall lineup. So it's nice that he can play power forward. But the thing where this card is a must-have card, the reason why he's a must-have is because of that defense. He's got almost every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in this game. He's got a 98 block, 98 interior defense. This card is one of the best defenders in this game. Great speed, great strength. Yes, the flaw is his three-point shooting, only having a 67.3, but his jump shot's not that bad. If he's left wide open, he can knock it down, and that's the thing about these cards like Wilt Chamberlain, Wilt Chamberlain, Rudy Gobert, Kareem. Those cards are not going to be great three-point shooters, but you can't leave them wide open. So they're not a total liability on offense, and their defense does really make up for it. But those cards like Will Chamberlain, Kareem are more expensive than Rudy Gobert, and I think Gobert might even be better of a card as well. But then guys, I wanted to get to the upper tier price points that I do think are must-have cards, and there's only two I wanted to talk about: Pink Diamond Wemby and Pink Diamond Dr. J. I've talked about these cards a ton. You guys most likely know how good these cards are. And yes, Victor Wembanyama, he's probably 400, 500,000 MT, potentially even more. But the thing about this card is he is so elite and one of the best center cards in this game. Like, he's still a top 4 center in this game, and he's very similar to his Galaxy Opal version, who we know is like one of the best centers. And like I mentioned, yes, he's expensive, but you can find this card for like around 500k, and that's not a bad price. You could probably find a badged up one as well with a couple legend badges, maybe some more hops put on them, for like 600,000 MT. So if you guys have the MT to spend and you're maybe sitting on like a million MT, or maybe you're sitting on like 700, 800,000, and you're looking for a top tier center, you can go ahead, get yourself the badge up Wemby, and if you badge him up, this card is ridiculous at center. Still one of the best cards in this game, and I do think a must-have card to defend all of the other tall centers that you guys are going to run up against. And then Dr. J, I think he's a must-have card just because of his offense. 6'7" at the 2, 6'11" wingspan, and he's come down a lot in price. Just like Wemby, both these cards have dropped a significant amount. Like, you can find Dr. J for like 175,000 MT, 200,000 MT at the most. A really good defensive card. I think he's better than a Kyle Korver, better than a Drazen Petrovic, and I don't think it's by like an insane amount, but I do think if you're looking for a top tier shooting guard for maybe only 100,000 MT more expensive than those cards, I do think Dr. J is a must-have, even though his price is pretty expensive. So the next cards I wanted to talk about are going to be those cheap budget options that I do think are really good for their price tag. And the first card I want to talk about is Pink Diamond Wesley Person, a really good all-around shooting guard, but mainly going to be great for his offense. 6'6" at the 2, 6'10" wingspan, and has that great jump shot, the Mikal Bridges base, Oscar upper on quick timing, great jump shot. Devin Booker dribble style is also really elite. And yeah, maybe he's not the greatest defensive card in this world, but I think he can hold his own on defense. He's a fast enough card, has a great jump shot, and is going to be a really good scoring shooting guard for only like 5,000 MT. Then the next must-have budget card I wanted to talk about is going to be Pink Diamond Danny Green, because yes, it's another shooting guard, and there's so many good budget shooting guards in this game, but still, this card's defense and 3-and-D ability is some of the best in the game. Like 97 steal, 97 perimeter, 90 interior defense, good Hall of Fame defensive badges, has a 97-3, amazing Hall of Fame shooting badges, and then the jump shots on quick timing, a solid release. He's got that Devin Booker dribble style. This card, if you're looking for 3-and-D, it's not going to get much better than Pink Diamond Danny Green. Now the last budget card here I wanted to talk about, and then we'll get into the last cards here, you know, at not number 10, but the last card we'll talk about here in this top 10 must-have cards is going to be Pink Diamond Matt Barnes, 6'7" shooting guard, 6'9" wingspan, and he's just another type of Danny Green, another type of Wesley Person, just really good all around. He's got a great jump shot as well, and I just think those are like 3 must-have budget cards in this game. Yes, they're all at the shooting guard position, but I just wanted to give you guys some options. If you're looking for budget shooting guards, who should you guys pick up? All of these cards are really elite. Just to mention some other budget cards as well, Pink Diamond Kobe White, he's a great option as well. So if you guys want to pick up him, you know, Diamond Jaren Jackson Jr., he's another really good budget power forward. So just giving you guys some other options that aren't making it into those top 10. But if you guys are looking for maybe a budget point guard, Kobe White's a great option. Budget power forward or center, you could go Jaren Jackson Jr. Both of those guys are really good for their price tag as well. And then getting into the final spot here in the top 10 must-have cards is just going to be a free card section. I wanted to talk about some free cards that you guys should be grinding for. I mean, this level 40 Brandon Roy, I think, should be on everybody's team. This is a top 3 to 5 shooting guard in this game, a card that I think everyone should be looking to at least work towards. I'm not saying you need to rush and get level 40 this second, but it's definitely a card that I think is worth adding to your squad, and he can legit play on your team for probably the next month or so because he's that elite at the shooting guard position. And then to talk about another free card, for example, in the domination, I don't know why I went to this page, but Bob McAdoo, make sure you guys are grinding domination if you need a power forward for completely free. He is amazing, such a good defender, really athletic card. I mean, these stats look like a dark matter or maybe even 100 overall card. That's how good his stats and badges are. And then he does have a pretty good jump shot, okay dribble sigs for a power forward. And then if you guys want to grind, if you're watching this video on Sunday, if you guys want to grind that triple threat park, that win streak, if you get 5 wins in a row today when I'm recording this video, posting it on Sunday, if you guys win 5 games in a row in the triple threat park, you will get this Galaxy Opal Zach LaVine for completely free. And he's a really good offensive point guard. Like, he is very good at the point guard position. So yes, it's only available for one day, but if you guys are watching it on Sunday, I think he's a must-have card. Go ahead, go play your 5 triple threat park wins. Make sure you get those in a row, get that 5-game win streak, and you will get yourself a free Galaxy Opal Zach LaVine. That's going to do it, boys, for the top 10 must-have cards in the game. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought about my list, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.